on surviving one economic recession, approximately 1993 to 2006, without corresponding market loss. Today is Wednesday, 22 July 2026, and here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, reflect on surviving one economic recession during the time period approximately 1993 to 2026 without corresponding market loss. That is the economic recession commonly tied with the housing market crash of approximately 2005 to 2008. And I'll specify here, United States of America, because I think South Africa and economic hardship when I was there, something like that. Anyway, so how did I attain no loss? They took it from my Elvis before I was born. He don't live in Graceland anymore. I also did not have a home nor residence of my own. This is true now as well. A recession happens to those who have enough to lose something in the first place. I had no piece of market, so could and did not lose anything. Not my privilege. Yeah. And yeah, I was not old enough to be a homeowner in that sense. So this one for me was age factored in. And I am specifying the person had to be in ownership, so I didn't own anything, so I didn't lose anything, though. In my Elvis Presley, my surname Sugar Daddy. Well, they already, offed him, so there we go. Yeah. So I have an idea for a recession from my no loss high. I have ADHD and took medication 2003 to 2009, Adderall or its generic equivalent, and there were two broad ways to be treated with the medication: instant release, what I did, and delayed release. Addicts typically go the instant release way. An abrupt crash, such as a stock market crash, is drug addict behavior, instant release. Perhaps the world has grown up enough that the recession could have a delayed release, this Tanis recession, because I've stopped taking my ADHD medication. So it's super delayed. It's so delayed I get cleaned up without drugs or medication. Okay, I did not abuse my medication though. So, but still, there's instant and delayed. Though I have grown up so much that I do not even need medication anymore, so even delayed release would be reputation damaging, though much better than instant release. So if the stock market crashes abruptly yet again, it is the other Tanis recession yet again. I was no medication for my ADHD at the time of the last recession. So that would be like the other Tanis, because it was an abrupt crash. Clean up, babies, if you want to compete with this Tanis Presley. This is a synchronization type of competition. My departure from the University of California, Berkeley was delayed release, as I went from PhD program to master's program to quitting with no degree instead of PhD program for quitting with no degree, instant release. So I've done the delayed release myself. I always did over 4.00 years in graduate school before quitting with no degree, including multiple peer-reviewed publications and including a first author in high energy density physics. I was entered PhD program in geophysics, UC Berkeley. That was back in 2015. I dream big this day and every day. I dream of normalizing my delayed release fall strategy. Maybe someday you will get to fall with me. Yes, so I have fallen on my own, and there's been no synchronization with me in my fall, so to speak. Though maybe all of this is okay. Maybe the world needs a bit of learning for how to keep pace with me. Personally, I found the growing up from instant release to delayed release to be profoundly painful and beautiful at the same time. A fingerprint for myself was unshakable self-hate, a geology analogy that may or may not be of help in understanding. Delayed release is a slow slip landslide, and instant release is the oh-so landslide. Failure in nature/natural systems is not synonymous with fast. Yeah, that's like, I'll get to a specific example of a stock market crash too. My idea, Okay. Yeah, it's like what, 1 in every 10 to 14 tropical storms becomes a hurricane, and the press only, highlights the chaos and destruction of the biggest. Size matters. So like, it's really just reflective of grossly distorted representation of reality. Right. If the news wanted to cover reality, it'd cover all of the tropical storms, not just when things go wrong and it's a hurricane. All right, that's what, less than 10% of reality. And they don't even cover the other stuff. So maybe it's all because of the press. The press goes, we want everybody we hate to lose stuff, so then they press that button with the press coverage and it happens. It's plausible. Nature does not fail that way most of the time. That the hurricanes are not the norm. Less than 10% kind of thing. All right, what are areas we could fall together? Me moving in with my soulmates. Loss of time for myself, oneself. Loss of privacy from living solo in a room to living in a room with others, even if the others are just critters. Loss of anonymity, should I publish my research? Loss of long lost daughter status if I was adopted and my birth/blood parents show up. Loss of surname I was raised with. Presley incoming. Loss of a bathroom to myself, that's a big one. A loss of ambiguity to the eternal youth look of my Elvis Presley, Elvis of old or Elvis of new. And then concluding, what market crash might happen in the future? How about chicken? Because I still don't know where all the chickens live. Chicken housing market. Why? Because since Twitter was renamed in a non-animal sense, the world has been short on birds. How about for myself, intermediate to long term? I have two, ideas there. Whatever topic I cover in graduate school, as graduate school ends, degree or no degree, I fall from graduate school lifestyle. Yes. And then 2, active duty military service ends for myself, even if I were to be in reserves. Yes, those are a heartache for the people. It's a huge adjustment, and they don't really get to go back. And even if they go back, it ends. So in that sense, it falls. All right. That's on surviving one economic recession, approximately 1993 to 2026, without corresponding market loss.